For the past several weeks, I have been testing several different advertising options inside of my Instagram growth campaign. I've been testing different targeting options as well as different advertising creative. So today we're going to dig back into this Instagram growth campaign. We're going to pick apart the results of this most recent experiment. Now, if you're new here, my name's Tom, and on this channel we talk about music marketing, branding, business, and a host of other things that are going to help us move from making music as a hobby to making music as a business. And recently, I've been trying to take advantage of some of this growth by adjusting some options inside of my Instagram growth campaign. Now, before we dig into this, I want to tell you this. The results of this experiment are not good. I wouldn't call it a complete failure, but it definitely wasn't a success either. But because transparency is such an important part of this channel, I wanted to go ahead and make this video anyway so that we could dig into what happened and maybe talk about in the comments or anywhere else you can find me what went wrong and maybe what we can do in the future to help get better results down the road. So let's dig into Facebook ads and we will take a look at what I started testing at the ad set level first. So we're here inside of Facebook ads and I have almost the last 4 weeks selected, which is when I've been running this whole kind of experiment that's been happening here. So real quick before we get to the ad set level, let's just have an overview of how this campaign has performed over the last, let's say, 4 weeks. So we've gotten almost 1,600 link clicks, 8 cents per click. We've got 40 cents per impression. We've got a click-through rate of 0.50%. As far as traffic campaigns are concerned and link clicks are concerned, the cost per click is okay. The click-through rate is okay, but none of it's great. I would like to see things be a little bit lower on the cost side and definitely a lot higher on the click-through rate side. So if we go into the ad set level, we'll have a look at kind of how this broke down. So as you can see, I only have one ad currently running, Hero IG Engagement 18 to 34. And this is the ad that has been running for a while. This is the one that's got Hero inside of it without the Spotify call to action, but just the swipe up on it. If you've watched any of my Instagram videos in the past, specifically this one, you might recognize this ad from previous experiments that I've run inside of this campaign. So that one's still the winner. But I've tested 3 different ad sets here. All I'm calling bio target and bio Instagram engagement. Basically what these are videos, which I'll show you in just a little bit, of me just talking to the camera, talking about what I do and asking people to come and check out my profile. And the results of these are really not good at all. You can see that I've got 13 cents per click, 14 cents, which isn't, again, terrible, but it's not great. And then 26 cents per click, which is pretty terrible for a link click campaign. And then if we go over to the click-through rate, it's just bad. You can see the Hero ad has a 0.81% click-through rate, which I'm happy with. That's good. I'm cool with that. But the other ones have 0.13, 0.12, and 0.20. So clearly the ads inside of these ad sets are not resonating with people. They're not working. People are seeing the ad and they're just not clicking on it. So a mission not accomplished, basically. But I still want to pick through this and take a look at what I've tested here. Let's take a look at this first one on the bottom, IG Engagement. Now this ad set is effectively the exact same as the Hero one that is currently running. For targeting, I've got Instagram engagement. This is anybody who's interacted with my Instagram profile in the last 365 days. Then I've got a 1% lookalike based off of that. And then for locations, I've got, for the most part, North and South America, Europe, and Oceania. And then I'm only targeting for Spotify in my age demographic. Detailed targeting expansion is off. And then I'm only using Instagram stories placements. Now, if we take a look at the other 2 here, we'll go to the next one up, bio target English 18 to 65. So with this one, again, I targeted people living mostly in those 4 continents that I mentioned previously. I opened the age back up to 18 to 65 plus, and then I targeted Spotify, but then I also narrowed it for interests like musician, guitar center, sound recording and reproduction, EDM, hip hop, record producer, pop music, or Sweetwater sound. All kind of people who make music, produce music, who I think would be my target audience for this specific kind of ad. And then I have detailed targeting expansion off, and I narrowed it just for people who speak English. I wanted to test this because in the ad, I'm speaking English, obviously. And I thought that maybe the reason the previous ad set didn't do well is because it was getting shown to a lot of people who just don't speak English. So I was like, okay, well, we'll eliminate that. We'll just show it to people who speak English and maybe that'll help things out. Obviously it didn't. but that's what I did. Again, just Instagram stories placements on this one as well. So backing out for the third time here, we'll go to this new Bio Target English 18 to 65 expanded. So this one's effectively the exact same as the previous one, except I turned on detailed targeting expansion. And as you can see, it took my potential reach up to 180 million, whereas the one before that, I believe, was about 50. Yep. So obviously a lot more coverage as far as people seeing the ad. And then lastly, inside of this hero engagement, just to refresh your memory, if you haven't watched that previous video that I mentioned, or if it's been a minute since you've watched it, inside of this ad set, I'm using people who have interacted with my Instagram profile, a lookalike 1% based off of that, and then mostly North, South America, Europe, and Oceania as far as locations are concerned. Then ages 18 to 34, which is my target demographic, detailed targeting, just people who like Spotify, and detailed targeting expansion off, and then just the Instagram stories placement. There's a lot of similarity inside of all four of these ad sets. More specifically, there's a lot of similarity between the three ad sets that pretty much failed and the hero Instagram engagement ad set that is continuing to succeed. This tells me that the biggest issue is at the ad level. It's not targeting. It's not who I've chosen to try to show my ads to. I'm doing a good job there. Obviously, with the right ad, they're responding, they're engaging, they're coming to my profile, I'm getting followers. With this, the problem is the ads. So let's take a look at the ads. So before we hop over to the ad level, let's take a look at the ads just here on my computer. So this is the ad first of Hero that's been doing well.
Writhing in the underground, struggling to make a sound.
Very simple. The same kind of ad I use to send traffic to Spotify. The album artwork moving in the background, swipe up text. That's it. Simple, effective call to action. So now we'll move on to the 6 new ads. I split tested 6 ads inside of each of these ad sets. 6 new ads that I made for these new ad sets, which is me talking to the camera. So the first ad I filmed on this camera, my Canon DSLR that I use for all my videos. I wanted to make a good looking video ad. I made 3 different versions of it. So the first version has captions on top of it because I thought that might help conversions. So we'll check that one out first. Hi, I'm Tom. This is my studio. I'm an artist, producer, and YouTuber, and I am constantly looking for new ways to market my music on Spotify. So if you're anything like me and you're trying to do the same thing, swipe up, let's hang out, and you can use me as your guinea pig, and we'll figure this thing out together. So that's ad number 1. Now for ad number 2, I did the exact same thing. I just took off the captions. So there's no captions on it, but it's the exact same video. And then for ad number 3, I removed the captions as well again, but I added that swipe up text from the hero ad on top of this with a gradient on the bottom so that it pops. Hi, I'm Tom. This is my studio. I'm an artist, producer, and YouTuber, and I am constantly looking for new ways to market my music on Spotify. All very similar, just a few differences across the 3 that I wanted to kind of split test. And then for the other 3 ads, it's the exact same messaging, the exact same kind of video, but I filmed it on my phone, holding my phone away from my face, sort of like a candid type of thing that I thought might resonate better and fit the format better for Instagram stories. So here's the one with captions. Hi, I'm Tom. This is my studio. I'm an artist, producer, and YouTuber, and I'm constantly looking for new ways to market my music on Spotify. If you're anything like me and you're trying to do the same thing, swipe up, let's hang out, and you can use me as your guinea pig, and we'll figure this thing out together. Pretty much the same, just filmed on a phone, kind of more native format. On the next ad, I removed the subtitles, and then on the third ad, I added that swipe up and the gradient overlay that I did, just like on the Canon ad. Hi, I'm Tom. You can see that they're all very similar. So let's hop back over to Facebook and pick apart the results of these ads. So we're going to go inside of this first ad set, Instagram engagement here. Now you can see that the best performing ad is the one that was just straight up iPhone, no caption, no text, no nothing, just a straight up iPhone video, which kind of tells me that my head was in the right place of making a video that was kind of like native to the format that felt more organic. And obviously that translated better than anything because it has the most link clicks. And they're all pretty much similar kind of in here as far as which one did the best financially. The Canon swipe up did marginally better, but with fewer link clicks. and a slightly higher click-through rate, but pretty much all of them bad. Going back to this other ad set, to the one where we expanded out the ages, you can see that the Canon one actually did better on this one, but then the iPhone swipe up and the iPhone were pretty close to being second. In fact, this iPhone swipe up and the iPhone captions are the two that had the lowest cost. So again, the just regular native iPhone video did better than the fancy Canon one. And if we go to the last one, we can see here the Canon one actually did better. And both of them with swipe up did better. In fact, none of the other ones even got shown. There's just minimal impressions on each of them. And then these two with the swipe ups did much, much better. So again, this experiment was really not a success. What I've learned from this is this. Number one, simpler is better when it comes to an ad. I think in these new ads, one of the biggest problems, one of the biggest mistakes that I made was I took too long to get to the point. Even with text on there that says swipe up, you don't really know why. You definitely don't know why right when you see the ad. That the moment the ad lands in front of you, you're kind of like, what is this? I don't know what's happening here. And even though I added subtitles in there for some of them, it didn't really seem to make much of a difference. I think that the subtitle thing actually is better used in feed placements, things with longer form video. Stories placements are a billboard on the highway. You got about that long to catch somebody's attention. And I think I just didn't do that in these ads. I took too long to get to the point. There was too much talking and explanation of what was going on and not enough just, here it is, take it or leave it. With the hero ad, it's simple, it's short, it's to the point. You have all the information you need the moment you land on the ad. And I think that's why that ad keeps winning. I would venture to bet that as I continue to test other things inside of this, if I were simply to post a picture with some movement on the top of it of myself with a swipe up call to action, it would do better than these video ads. Because again, I think I took too long to get to the point. And then the number two takeaway I have that I've learned from this sort of series of tests over the last few weeks is that native content for the platform actually does better. Now, this doesn't come as a surprise to me, and it probably doesn't come as a surprise to you, but it's really good to have the data to back that up. I mean, this camera that I film all my videos on is a lot better than my iPhone camera. I'm still rocking an iPhone 10. I don't have all the fancy upgrades. Just got a regular old camera on here. That performed better in these ads than this nice camera did. Again, I think there's really something to be said for sticking with something that feels natural and native to the format you're using. Obviously, there are going to be some exceptions here and there, but I think that trying to get into the mind of the user, of the person who's going to be watching this, what are they looking for? If it sticks out as an ad, it's probably not going to perform as well. If it feels more organic and native, it's probably going to do better. So that's the recent installment of my testing inside of my Instagram growth campaign. I'm going to continue to test things. I'm going to continue to take a look at different targeting options, and I'm most definitely going to try some new ads. And that'll come in another video down the line. In the meantime, if you have any thoughts on this, if you see something here, something to analyze that maybe I'm missing that you think is a factor that contributed to this doing so poorly, or some suggestions for what you might do differently if you were me, leave them in the comments. Let me know. I would love to hear about them, and give me some suggestions and some thoughts and some ideas that you want to see for the next video. Now, lastly, before I let you go, if you don't subscribe, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And at the end here, I've got some other videos that you can check out, previous Instagram videos. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.